G'day guys and welcome to a One Piece gameplay video. Today you're going to be checking out Budget Big Mom going up against Ace, one of the probably more popular decks running around in OP03. So there'll probably be a few misplays from both of us here. We're fairly early into OP03 here, so we do apologise here. And let us know what your thoughts are of the gameplay, what you think we could have done better with our plays here. Choosing to go second here, letting Ace go first. Ace generally probably does like going first, just because they have a lot of those one-drop searches that they have access to, but we prefer this going second, and we need to take any advantages that we can get. Our opponent plays a Whitebeard, they search out the Ezo, another searcher, passing turn to us with 2 Don. We don't have a lot of options here for us, so we'll probably just end up passing turn, which we do. Our opponent goes, they play out the Ezo, they do some searching, and what do they search for? They grab a Marco, so that's a new Marco that KOs something on play with a 3000 power or less and can revive itself by trashing an option, an event. They attach 1 Don, a couple Don actually, and swinging us for 7k. We choose to take that. The Palmucci is what we hit into. It does have a trigger which allows us to draw and then look at some life, but we choose to keep it in hand just because that counter is much better for us. Need as much access to counter in the budget build as we can. We draw into our stage card, which allows us to recycle 3 cost characters that are in play, which can be quite nice. We attach a couple of Don here, swinging in at lead. We don't want to trigger the effect just yet, because otherwise we're negging ourselves a life for no reason. Our opponent takes that life there. It is a Whitebeard's Pirate search card, so they get another Marco. So they've got 2 Marcos in hand right now. Then we play out a stage card and we pass turnover. They attach a couple of Don to Ezo, swinging in us for 5k. A couple of options. We end up just taking the life, drawing to the Daifuku. Daifuku is great draw power for us. They attach a couple of Don, leftover Don onto lead, swinging in our lead. We just take that. Hit into our Big Mom, Linlin, and actually draw into another one as well, which is really nice for us. Having multiple of those is really good. Can't play it this turn just because we have 6 Don, so we'll attach a couple of Don to our leader. We will then swing in, probably just going to swing here at the Ezo and trigger the effect. So we're going to look at the top life. It is a snack, not super useful to us. Pop the Soul Pocus up there, which can allow us to gain a life, or our opponent trashes one there, so we'll see what happens when that comes up. With our remaining Don, we'll play out a Daifuku for that draw power next turn. If it survives, red does have a lot of access to removal, which is kind of scary for us. Opponent attaches 2 Don, they swing in at our leader here for 7k. We choose to just take that. We'll activate the Soul Pocus, which we added to our life just before. Our opponent then trashes the top card of their life, which is handy for us. Would be nice if they recovered for it, as helped us recover, but we'll take it either way. Then they jet pistol our Daifuku. Sad days. Passing over turn to us, we'll just swing in 5k at lead, see if we can draw out a card from hand. They use one of those Marcos which they've drawn into to counter out, so we know they've got 1 Marco in there. We'll then play out a Big Mom, seeing if our opponent wants to trash another one of their own life or give us one back. They trash an Ezo, which is nice for us. We then pass our turn, leaving ourselves 1 Don open, so we have access to that Palmucci as a counter. They use Flame Emperor, which kills our Big Mom, which is, super sad for us. And then they're swinging in for 8k. We will use the Palmucci here. Have a look. It's the Whitebeard Pirates, their search card. We can use to place that on the top or the bottom. We'll place it on the bottom so we know that's the last card there, and then we'll need to do an extra counter out there. The reason why we're counting out there because it gives leader double attack as well, which is not going to be fantastic for us. Clearing out our life. Turns pass back over to us. We're at our full Don. We can place the Brulee at the top of our life using our leader's effect, which is probably what we'll do here. So we'll attach 2 Don. We will swing in at lead. We'll look at the top life. It is Zeus. Zeus can be useful to us here without double attack. Sorry, with that banish. And then opponent counters out there with a point guard. We then play out our Linlin, and they choose to trash one of their own as well. Trash Juzo, their 2k counter, which is great for us that that's happening. We then pass turn over there, leaving that one Don open again for that Power-Moochie. Our opponent got their full Don here. They're just swinging in 5k at our leader here. We'll counter out with the Zeus. Then they play out the Buggy. Then they end up getting a Flame Emperor right there. So we saw how great that card was for us before. They then go Otama into Marco, killing our Linlin again. Our big characters can't stay on board in these games here. And the turn is then passed over to us. They got one Don open. We will attach a few Don here to our leader. We will attack into their leader there. We won't use the action there because we know we've got the Brulee there as that last card. See what our opponent does. They use a Radical Beam to counter out of that one there. So they've just got 3 cards left in hand. We'll play out our Snack and pass turn over to our opponent there. So Snack can gain some banish and extra power with Don attached, which can be nice for us. They swing in us with their Marco for 6k. We'll counter out with the 2k Pudding. Then opponent then plays that Flame Emperor, killing our Snack. And then they're swinging in double attack, 11k. Look, we're just going to take this at this stage because we can't counter out of that. And we get that Brulee, which we put there before. So we got that blocker there, which is quite handy for us. Turn comes back to us. We draw into just our 1 cost of vanilla. So yeah, got a few options here. We'll attach a few Don here to our leader. We will swing in at the Marco. We can't use any effects because we don't have any life. They choose to use 2 cards to counter that, which is nice for us because they just got the 1 card now. So we'll pop out our 3 cost vanilla so we have an extra body on board. We'll leave out some Don active so we have access to our counters. They're swinging in at 6k. We'll use our Power-Moochie. We know we've got the Whitebeard Pirates there from before, so we counter out of that. They're swinging 6k again, so we will probably just use another Power-Moochie here just for that 2k counter. And then they end up playing Whitebeard. So they've got 1 card left in hand. They've got no blockers available with 7k body. So we can play out the Katakuri here. We know it's the Whitebeard Pirates, but he gains Rush because we have less life, which is nice for us. So we will pop 1 Don underneath. We'll swing there. So we're swinging 7 on 7. They choose to grab that. So we know Whitebeard Pirate's going to search something here. The other card probably doesn't have a counter in there because they probably would have used it. Drawn to Juzo, which is a 2k counter. So that last card could be event to buff Ace. So just as long as we swing above 3k, we'll probably take this one out. So we swing in exactly at 3k above, and we end up taking out that game. So game 2, the first part of the game didn't record, apologies. Basically what happened is our opponent on turn 1 played Buggy, can't remember what they searched. We didn't play anything, passed turn to them, they attached some Don under their Buggy, swung in, triggered out the Prometheus. Now they're swinging again with Ace, and we end up countering out of that one. Now it is back to our turn. So we got 4 Don to work with here. We will just straight attack into the Buggy so you can get rid of that. And which we do, which is nice. And then we'll play out the Dafuku, hopefully try and get some draw power if it survives. If it's anything like last game, it's probably not going to survive. So swinging in for 5k at us there. We draw into the Katakuri, which is nice. We saw last game, Jet Pistol, Dafuku. No surprises there. So we'll attach a couple of Don, 4 Don under our leader. We'll trigger Prometheus to give it a double attack. And we'll swing in. We'll use the action because we can. We'll place the Brulee at the top, drawing that 2k counter Pudding, which is nice. So they're countering out of this so they don't get that double damage using 2 cards, which is good for us. Turns passed over. They attach 1 Don, swing 6k at us. We'll counter out with a 2k Pudding. They play the Marco, which kills our Prometheus, so we don't have access to that double attack anymore, which is a little bit sad. We'll swing in 5k, see if we can draw out a card here. They take the life, which will do that, and then we'll play the Charlotte, see if they want to trash a life or give us one, and they trash a blocker Marco. Really good for us there. Leaving that one Don open so we have access to that Power Moochie. They swing in for 6k at us. We can either take that or use the Power Moochie. We'll use the Power Moochie, have a look what they got. It's a Radical Beam. We'll pop that at the bottom. We'll deal with that later on. Our opponent then plays Flame Emperor, killing our Lin. This is a bit of deja vu from the first game there. They're swinging in 9k double attack. We'll just let that go through. Get the Brulee, and we also get a snack. So we draw into another Brulee, which is really good. We can recycle that up into our life so we can play some more free blockers. We'll pop a couple of Don under there, swing at the Marco. We'll use the trigger. Soul Pocus was in there as well, which is actually not bad for us. We'll pop the Brulee up in life though, just because that free blocker is probably more valuable to us rather than having the Soul Pocus in there. They counter that with a guard point. We'll play the Big Mom, see what they want to do. They trash the OP03 Marco, which could have easily taken out our Brulee, so that's good for us there. They swing in at us for 6k. We just counter that with 2 1ks. We could have blocked or just let that go through to get that Brulee out again, but we just want to keep our life count up. Crossfire into Jet Pistol to kill our Lin there. They just can't live, can they? They swing in for 5k here, leaving 4k, which means they're probably going to play out a blocker. We'll counter out that with the Daifuku, and yep, they do play the blocker marker. The blocker marker there was great English. Our turn here, we'll attach one Don, swing in at the rested Marco, see if they want to block with the other one or if they want to counter out or use something to revive either of the Marcos there. So our opponent choosing to let that go through, see if they have an event to trash to bring that Marco back, which they don't. So no events in hand, or at least ones they don't want to get rid of. We'll play out the Katakuri. No, they got the Ezo there. We'll keep that on top. So we're going to go the Ezo, the Radical Beams underneath that. We do have Rush now with Katakuri, so we'll swing in. For 6k, they'll probably take that life, which they do. So we know they got the Ezo in hand for a search. We'll play the Soul Pocus here, seeing what they want to do, and they great for us. They trash the Radical Beam, which is awesome. So we know they got the Ezo in hand. We don't know anything else at this stage. So they probably play the Ezo out, get a search out. They play the Flame Emperor, killing our Brulee, the blocker. We do have another one in life, luckily, which we'll let them run into. So they're swinging in with the blocker Marco. Interesting here. We will take that, so we get the Brulee out, which means we can stop the ace attack, which would have been nasty for us if we didn't have that. They play the Ezo. They get a new gate out of their draw there, so they've only got 2 cards that possibly have counters in hand. They'll swing in at our Katakuri. We want to keep the Katakuri alive because that'll help us win next turn, so we'll block with the Brulee. And then turn passes over to us here. So they've got no blockers, a max 4k counters in hand, so we'll just stack up the Don on our leader, Lin, swing in, and that will be game right there. And there you go. That's a little bit of a showcase of Big Mum budget gameplay right there. If you want to see the profile, you can go check out the video for that. We'll leave that in the card somewhere or down in the description. But yeah, let us know what you think of the gameplay there. Just basically some of your simple combos there with recycling. The blockers, the Katakuris are really great for when you're behind, which is nice in yellow because things can be a little bit slow there. But yeah, thank you so much for checking out today's video. Stay beautiful, and we'll see you all in the next one.